Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm taking a look at Masters of the Universe, the Evil Horde's Fright Zone. The Zone of Fright. And it looks really nice out in the box, I'd say. I like the illustrations as always. I don't have all the figures, but who cares? This is just so epic. And it says, I know you don't see that, but it says 40 years of She-Ra, but there is no She-Ra figures here, which is kind of strange to me. But still, I like this illustration very, very much, and I'm going to turn it around. Ah, that's a heavy box. And here you have the same thing almost, but with toys instead. So this looks pretty much the same. Now, I will be forced to assemble this, and I'm going to do that with you. I'm going to pick out the pieces, and then we're going to assemble it step by step. But I'm going to start with emptying the box in front of us, so we see what we have. And I will be right back. Now, everything is apparently too big to fit in frame here. I'm just going to try to put it in where I can actually handle it. And we're going to look at the, let's call them accessories first. So, yeah. These two are to peg together these two main set blocks. You just push them into the, well, joint there in the middle. So, put them off to the side. You have 3 identical birds. Looks like this. Very nice. Very detailed. Very, very good looking indeed. And you, as I said, have 3 of them. There are also 3 weapons that comes with this. A club or a staff. Very nicely done. I think that's a raptor's head up there, but I don't know. I'm not sure, but that looks good. You also have a gun, done in the same orangey red plastic. Very nicely molded. And my favorite of them all, the one that every Horde member came with in the 80s. This little crossbow. Don't pick things out of the cotton, you'll scratch yourself. And you can just shoot that. Not very much, but still you can. And the last loose things are these. I think this one goes here. Let's try that. Yep. That goes there. And this one should, in my humble opinion, go on the tree here. So I'll just... Yes! And I'm going to talk about the loose things first. So I'm going to get these to the side for now. Like that. And that one is going to be over there. I have to plan this because my set isn't big enough for this. Yep. Well, you get this little dungeony thing, prisony thing, that you can actually just close up like that. And that is that done. And you will push that in either way to... Oh, I'm going to show you. You can have the base in 2 configurations. But there is room for 1 or 2 characters in here that you want to have in there. Maybe not 2 Ramans, but still, yeah. The bottom of the base, either outside or inside, looks like this, and these came pre-installed. I don't know if they don't think I can install them correctly. So, and this is the trap that a figure can stand on and just get, yeah, held in place. Works, yeah. And as you can see, it's just molded in place, but still very, yeah, solid plastic. Now, I had to do some pre-assembly because 3 parts were too difficult to get in, so I had to do those off camera. And one of them was this throne. This was so difficult to get on, I actually had to use my body weight for it. But when it's in, it looks very, very nice. And that will be, of course, Hordak's throne. And you have the tree on the other side, and it can just eat people. Because that's what trees do. I don't know. Now let's look at the walls. This is the outside of the entrance to the lair where the dragon will sit. In the 80s it was a hand puppet. Now it's just a big toy, which I will be showing off later on when everything is assembled. Assemble. And you have some really nice paint here. The detailing is crisp and sublime. And here you have this little secret entrance to the lair with softly molded teeth. So you can just push a doll in there or a children's hand or something. And this is the inside. And here we're actually going to put the weapons in. I'm going to put that there. That there, I think, at least. Yeah. And that is going to sit there. Now this part of the floor I had to assemble because, well, I'm going to show you later on. This is going to hold on to the inside so this has to be in there really, really well, but it comes loose in the box. So you have to assemble this as a piece. So this is one of the sides, and you can see there's an angry face here with teeth guarding the entrance to the lair. Looks really, really good. Next, we have the jail part of the base, and depending if you're on the inside or the outside, you can apply this however you want, but I'm going to do it like that for now, because we're going to have it on the outside first. And you have some very nicely detailed things here. You can see the roots from the tree that's going up there and stuff like that, and you have some bars here, really, really nice. And if you're on the inside, you have to change this to the other orientation. And here we also have a little separate prison for some figures where I don't know. And again, this floor came detached, but I had to put it really thoroughly in there, so I had to do that off camera. But I think you get the gist of how you do that, so I don't think I have to show you. But it's really in there now. No real detailing in here. It doesn't really need to when you push this out and have it in the other direction, which we're going to do later on. But still, very nicely done so far. Now, we're going to get these two bad boys together, and you do that by pushing these in. And there is the first one in, and there is the second one in, so that's fairly easy. And now you can just open it up or do whatever you want with it. Now, to get everything in frame, I had to dismantle my set a bit, because now we're going to combine every piece here. So what you do here is you combine these two pieces into those slots, and I don't know the longevity of these because they do snap in fairly well. And if you want to change it between inside and outside, I don't know how often you can do that. And here you just close that up, and now you have the outside of the, well, base all done. The last piece we need to attach here is, of course, the throne, and it goes on this one. And it's not in the center, so you need to be mindful of what you do. But when it's on a bit loosely, but it still works. So, and I think the tree is just better to have here. And of course, you can apply the crows or the birds or whatever they are to these branches here. I know you don't see every branch here right now because my set is too small. I can angle you a bit. Yeah, they don't stay on every branch, so you have to find that sweet spot branch like that. But there you have the tree, and of course the tree can still munch. And yes, you can fit a figure in there. I'll show you that in a while. Now, there is one thing we haven't really spoken about, and here it comes. And it is, of course, the Guardian Dragon that in the 80s was a hand puppet, but now is a big figure, and you can open his mouth still, but not from the inside, of course. And you can rotate that stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at him. I'm going to bring him to the forefront, and to be able to do that, I have to move the set away a bit so you can see him. And here he is. He's a big boy. Very big boy indeed. Very nicely painted everywhere. I mean, look at those eyes. They can really look into your soul. And the teeth are painted. And the tongue. And you have a little up and down here on this hinge. And you have a probably ball peg here. So you can rotate the head. You can bend the knees, but you can't... Sorry, that's what you can't do. You can bend the legs forward and back, but you can't bend the knees or the elbows or whatever you want to call these. But you can tilt the feet, so he can stand fairly well if you want him to. And his little taily poo can just rotate around and slap people with it. But I mean, if those ridges are going to be lined up and this is going, then you have to have it like this. This looks a bit weird, but it works. So... Okay, let's bring the set back, shall we? I'm going to try to fit everything in frame so you can see stuff, because that's more fun. Now, the only one I have here, because, well, it's the only Horde I have right now, is Hordak. And if he stands here, he gets caught and he can be eaten by that dragon, of course. We can, if we fold his wings up, have him imprisoned, hopefully. Or are the wings too big? No, the wings are too big. So, no Hordak in there. Absolutely no Hordak in there. Can he be bitten or held in place by the tree? The teeth of the tree is of a bendier plastic, so I think that will be just fine. Everything will fit in there, more or less. And as you can see, it can bite anyone. And it stays up, and it throws the crow down if you put it down too fast. Now we're going to change the Fright Zone into the other configuration. Let's see if I can do that without destroying everything. Okay, let's get these birds out because they're going to drive me nuts. They're going to fall off. What you have to do here is you have to separate the base from the sides like that, and that is quite in there. But that was easier. Maybe that is going haywire already. So you take this away for now. Oh, don't hit the camera. Up here you have a little thing you can pull down on, so this comes loose. And now we just turn the base around. Like so. And we reattach this from the inside. Tilt it down first, then push it up here, and everything will be stuck in there as it should. Again, you bring this in, and you have the same ports here that you did on the outside. And just push that in, and close that up. And now you have the inside of the base all done. And you should have the throne inwards as well. So, and again, we can bring in Hordak, and he can get stuck in here if he wants to. He can come through. Well, he can't come through, but any other figure can come through the secret entrance or the main entrance. What is lacking on this set, both in the outside and the inside mode, is pegs. You can't really peg anything to the floor. So that's a bit of a downer, to be quite frank, because I would like to peg figures in so I can pose them. That is just not doable. Now, if you want to put Hordak on his throne, you can. But the only thing holding him in place is his thick thighs that actually goes out to the handles or whatever those are called. On a throne, I don't really know. Armrests, probably. So he's only in there because his thighs and the armrests. So he's not pegged in, but he does look good. Fall down, you don't have to fly now. And of course you can apply the crows in the tree, and you can extend the tree if you want to, but yeah. So you have all those nice things you can do with your Fright Zone. Now for my conclusion, I like this Fright Zone playset, I really do. It feels sturdy, I think it will hold the test of time. I don't know about the colors, if you have it in direct sunlight, but still, who does? And the pegs may wear down with time, but still, they don't really have to be in securely to hold the set in place anyway, so that is okay, I think. The paint detail is sublime, the quality plastic is very, very good, and the detailing and everything you get with it is just thought through and very nice, so you will be happy with this set. For Origins score, this set gets a 10, both because it's good, but also that I wanted it since the 80s, and this feels like a very well upgraded set for the 2025 release. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with it. So it's a strong recommendation from me if you like the Fright Zone and the Hordak Horde. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.